Morning, gang. All right, so before people start popping into the chat, I've got another thing that I would like to discuss. I know yesterday we talked about, I ain't even gonna go back over that. We talked about it. Get a chance, check out yesterday's live if you didn't see it. Today, I'm going to, what it is. What it is, young man. And I ain't forgot about you. I got in the house last night and I was out. I was out last night. I ain't forgot about you. I'm gonna send that as soon as I get to the job site. All right, so one of the things I would like to discuss, and I'm trying to figure out because usually it comes off the top of my head. I got to word this properly, I guess you could say. I guess that's the word. Let's see here. Well, this is easy. Okay, this is actually easier than I thought. You have to be careful of whom you put your faith in. All right, that sounds like a good topic for a pretty good sermon. But for an example, I'm just going to use this example. Say there is a person who, oh man, how can I put this without? Yeah. So anyway, at the end of the day, you may think that a certain person or a certain entity is there to protect you or to have your back. You even pay for that type of service, if that makes any sense. You pay for that person, whether it be an attorney. You got attorney on retainer, or a union rep, or just someone you're paying for their services, and they are there. They're taking your money, and they say they're going to serve you. Okay? Then you find out when the rubber hits the road or the rubber meets the road, they was just taking your money. When it comes time for them to be there when it really matters, when it really counts, they're ghost, or they got 20 different excuses on why they can't do what they need to do, what they're paid to do. And I seem to be falling, or a little foggy this morning. I seem to have fallen into that somewhat, and I can't get into too much detail, but it's just amazing the lengths people will go to get a buck. They will masquerade as something they're not. They will advertise themselves as something that they're not. So this is pretty much all I can say about it. But I promise you guys, I'm gonna have a story to tell. It won't be long from now. I'm gonna have a story to tell you guys, and it's gonna be an interesting tale with a happy ending. Believe that. With a happy ending. No boasting, no bragging. I just got faith that things are going to get taken care of. So, I'm going to shut up. I'm going to say no more about it. But be careful whom you put your faith in. Your faith needs to go into the Almighty, and you allow Him to take care of it. You allow Him to put people in your life that He governs. Oh, I wish that was me. You see that, brother? Oh man, you guys, I appreciate you guys tuning in. If you don't mind, please hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't. Try not to make this episode. Oh, you missed it. Oh, there was about 3 of them on bikes that went through this morning. One of them had the bike that I want. This is Central Kentucky, Elizabethtown area. I know. Man, I could go back to sleep. I'm telling you. I was watching, my wife had a guy on yesterday on YouTube, and he had a sermon, and it caught my ear, and he was talking about relationships, especially the relationship you have with God, okay? And he was like, he compared it to relationships that you have here on earth, that you have with human beings. He said, you go to start, of course he was male, and he was talking about how males will go to females and, they're trying to date them, trying to marry them, and they tell them how cute they are, and no matter how long it takes them to get ready, they're happy to see them, and they're like, oh, you're beautiful, blah blah blah, and then you get married, and then about 15 years later, the compliments get shorter and shorter, the frustration gets stronger and stronger, and the next thing you know, you're not complimenting anymore, complaining about how long it takes for him to get ready and stuff like that. And he was like, that's how most of us are with God. He said, we will, when we find him, we're on fire for him. You know, we're praying, we're trying to find a church, we're listening to sermons, we're talking to people about him. And then he said, then that fire dies down or dies out. And the topic of his sermon was fake fire. You know, and he said, those same couples that the man's not complimenting the wife anymore, and, you know, the wife is doing the same thing. She's not complimenting her husband anymore. Well, when they get around people, they put on a show about, you know, oh, they love each other and fire's still strong and this, that, and the other, but behind closed doors, it's not as good. And some folks, and I know I know people like this. Some folks, when they get in public, it's God, 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 God. God this, God that. But when they get behind closed doors, or they get to where they think people don't see them, God's not in the picture. He doesn't govern their life. And that, you know, that hit me, because he was also talking about, and this is crazy. This is crazy to me, but Pop's Talk will know what I'm talking about, because we've had this type of conversation before. He related spirituality to being rich and poor, and he said, and how rich people versus poor people view relationships. And he was talking about how he talked to a rich guy, and the rich guy was talking about how when he builds his network, he gets to know the people he's doing business with. He wants to know if they are reputable people. As far as most poor people, we view relationships as transactional. What can you do for me? Or I'm going to pay you to do something for me. It's not so much I want to get to know you and let's build an empire together. And that's the way some so-called Christians treat the Lord. They want a transactional relationship. And it's not about transaction. You know, the Lord's going to bless you regardless. There's nothing you can do, really, that will be worthy enough of his attention. All right, you got to understand, he's all powerful, but he does want us to act a certain way. But he provides, because he said that's what he will do. And providing is not a reward. He takes care of his own. And when you become his child, don't view your service or your worship as currency. And that was good. That was the last part that I heard. But that was good. That was good word. Don't view your worship or your service as currency, like you're trying to buy something from God. All right. So if you're familiar, you ladies and gents, with this show, you know what I'm getting ready to say. If you are not, please listen. If everyone is a servant, everyone gets served. And the one thing that I like about this is this part right here. You can't make it transactional. I'm going to use that from now on. You cannot make your service transactional. Be a standard bearer, be the trendsetter, And I understand, because I had a conversation here the other day that I will bring up tomorrow with a guy where he said, don't be a floor mat for people. And we're going to talk about that tomorrow. All right? But I'm going to get off of here. I love you guys. Come back and see me tomorrow, same time. Talk to you later. Be good.